This is a full in-depth review of the Wolfpack Pro Indicator. Traders who use this often have described it as the only indicator that they'll ever need, the last indicator that they'll ever use, and these are the full tutorial sheets. I'm going to be going through them today, and this is how the indicator works on your screen. There's a lot of different signals. We're going to go through some trading examples, how to use it. The indicator is available at wop.com/trade tactics. You can get a free 7-day trial, so you can queue it up, watch the video with it on your chart. You can use code ELITETACTICS50 for 50% off once you register for the free trial. So it's 100% free to try it out and follow along with the whole video. If you're new here, I am Trade Tactics, and I go through trading algorithms, trading strategies, and I show you the best ones, so hit the subscribe button. I promise this channel does not disappoint. I'm going to go through all of the indicator signals in a linear fashion, and there is 2 documents that come with the indicator. They come in HD, so you can print these out, have them on your desk if that helps you out while you're trading. We have the main Wolfpack wave. There's a smaller wave in the middle, and then there's a third longer wave that is the money flow index. There's also Bollinger Bands that are color-coded for volatility around the indicator as well, and trend lines on the oscillator that automatically draw and print trendline breaks showing periods of high volatility action that are expected. Let's just zoom in so you could see more of this. The general rule here, the small green circle, that's one of the smallest buy signals. The stronger the buy signal, the less confluence that you'll need. The weaker the buy signal, the more confluence that you'll need. So you'll need to see a lot of these lining up. And the same is true for all of these sell signals that can get very strong. The red cross of death is often a very strong leading indication of market reversal as well. We'll get into all of these. Let's go one by one. So the small green circle is the normal signal. The yellow diamond is that medium signal. And then we get into these 3 very strong buy signals. So I call the big green circle, which is this green circle here on the screen. So there's one of the yellow diamonds followed by the green big circle. That was a strong buy signal, and the wave continued all the way up until we started seeing some sell warning signals coming in before it toppled back down. When I say confluence, there's the top and bottom bar here, and these are very important. So the green triangle, the green diamond, the big green circle are all very strong buy signals. The green triangle, I'll just read it out. It's a bullish trigger wave that has disruption in between the anchor wave. Is often a stronger buy signal than the small green circle. Now, what is a trigger wave? Well, a trigger wave is just this. So we have 2 strong bottoms here. We have a lower wave and a higher wave. That is the anchor and the trigger. This is often just a higher low, and of course you can notice that there is on screen the price is actually higher here, lower here, and it's the reverse on the indicator. So the indicator is indicating a disagreement in the price action between the actual true price. So this strong golden cross is that confirmation on that trigger wave, and often leads to these insane trades that I pull off using the golden cross, which is one of my favorite buy signals on the indicator. This 44% trade is denoted by there's a lot of divergence, red crosses here as the price keeps going up, and these FOMO peaks, these are the flames, which I'll get to right now. The lightning and flame are opposite. So the lightning is a strong buy signal, the flame is a sell signal, and that is the dip and peak that are often irrational. So you'll often see them where the price keeps going up and up and up and up, almost irrationally, as more people who are more novice traders pile into the market. So this is a signal that can detect those key moments, and oftentimes those are the biggest reversals or biggest drops in price action. For example, on the Bitcoin chart back in 2021, this is a really strong example of this FOMO peak. This flame right here was the exact top of the market, along with this strong RSI signal, the pink RSI. We'll get into that very shortly. Very top of the Bitcoin market before the price went toppling down. And on the higher time frames, these golden crosses and the green emeralds that we just covered are some of the best indicators as well. You can see a lot of confluence showing up This was entirely red on the Bollinger Bands. Golden cross here indicating the start of a turnaround. And we can get into some of these other buy signals on the top here. There's some hovering green circles. There's a bull flag, which is that green flag. There's also purple, green, pink, and teal RSI squares that are on the very top as well. And these are some of the strongest indicators adding more confluence to trades. So I've organized these all side by side here. If you want to pause your screen, you can also download these with your free trial when you get access to the indicator at wop.com/trade tactics. Side by side, each of these are in parallel. So the emerald and blood diamonds, very, very strong indicator. The big circles as well. And the golden cross and the red cross are also those confirmation signals. The bearish and bullish divergence as well automatically plots. And I'm just going to give you an example of the automatic drawing trend lines on the oscillator as well. So a lot of people will draw their price action trend lines, but you can also draw them on the indicator peaks and valleys. This is an example of one, and you can see the indicator had already drawn that itself. It will print a red square or a green square, depending on if it breaks one of the two support or resistance trend lines on the indicator. So when we broke the trend line at this location, combined with a strong buy signal and a bullish flag, which is a pattern of the acceleration wave, when it indicates that that is as well bullish, you have a recipe for a strong bullish break. As for how to tell when the top of the trade will be, oftentimes when you're in a winning trade, these pink RSIs will start printing when you're close to the top, sometimes multiple, and they are extremely important to pay attention to what happens next. So without even going to the price, I'm going to remove the price from the screen and enlarge the indicator. So suppose that you spotted this trendline break, strong buy signal. There's also a second strong buy signal as well, right as the price starts to rocket up. You'll notice in this example, there is a small red circle, a weak sell signal. And at this time, you're already cautioned by those pink RSIs, so you can draw in your support and resistance lines on the price if you're active, and you can start to look for other patterns. Once this third pink RSI combined with that bear flag, which is that red flag hovering above it, combined with this peak of the Wolfpack wave turning over, is a very strong time to consider exiting your trade, taking your profit. And then lower here, this blood diamond, there was an automatic trend line drawn across this wave to try to get that perfect moment. And this hovering circle is the acceleration wave divergence plotting on the screen. And so some of the best chances to get out, I'll just mark where I think is. And so some of the best chances to get out without even looking at the price, we got 1, 2, 3 pink RSIs. So I would be looking for this wave to start turning over. This red flag combined with the third pink RSI is a really strong exit signal. And that second one there, those are probably the two best take profit levels. And expanding the price, and just so has it after expanding for the price, those are the two best levels to take profit at. And then blocking out the price, looking for an entry here. We can scroll forward. We notice that we have a teal RSI as well as the strong emerald. Let's just mark that as an entry. So we have the confirmation of the teal as well as the emerald coming up. What we could do is actually mark out this trend line that drew. You can see the purple dots across the screen here. Let's just expand that out so you could really see that extremely clearly. This was the trend line that drew. And as soon as this wave comes up and across it, we're going to get one of these green squares as well as the RSI giving a green continuation signal. So that's another good entry. We're going to plot that as well. So two very strong buy entries. We're going to carry forward. We're going to see how much profit this would have made blind without even looking at the price, because this is how you practice with the indicator. Blind the price and trust the indicator. Once you get used to trusting the indicator and even trading on a paper account, you can start to master using this indicator. So watching how this trade ends up turning out, trying to find the best take profit, we have exactly one pink RSI there. Let's keep looking forward. The trade, it looks like it's going up. And we have another pink as well as a bear flag. And then the wave turns over with this blood diamond. So I'm going to put a take profit at that candle right there. Just mark that red just to show that we took profit at that level. And then going forward, if we maintained that trade, it would be safer to get out here. We have the acceleration wave red divergence there, as well as another bear flag and another blood diamond. So that is our second take profit if we didn't get out of the trade completely at that, or if we wanted to see if it was going to keep going up. Based on these two entries, they would have made a 70% trade and a 70 give or take trade as well. Now let's go blind again and move forward with another example. Suppose we're in a really bullish market and we're anticipating a lot of volatility. Where is the pullback? How far is that pullback going to be? The wave turns over here and there's a bullish acceleration wave divergence, as well as the Bollinger Bands turning over from red to orange, indicating possibly that things could be going up. What the acceleration wave divergence means is that this acceleration wave move. So let's print out another entry there and see if this trade wins again. And it does go up. We have the FOMO flame that is indicating that things are starting to get spicy. The market is a little bit irrational and overbought, as well as this pink RSI. And the market completely goes chaotic. So we know that right now we are riding a wave. We want to hold it, but as soon as it reaches the top, there's that second flame, another pink RSI signal, and that is a very strong exit. So even showing how strong this went up, you want to take that profit. You could either place the profit on this candle here with the teal RSI, or maybe we'll see what happens here. But once this wave really turns over and it goes from light green to dark green, that indicates that it's going down. Both of those are going to be our sell signals, and we'll see how those did. And on the price action here, we have the buys, sells, and this was our most recent example. Buying after this candle would have netted another 60% profit trade. This is on the Bitcoin 3-day chart. So it shows how effective this can be trading on those higher time frames and setting alerts for all of these signals so you can really see what's going on. And let's just see what happened going forward. The price hovered for a little bit, but then had this really big pullback. So let's just into the indicator again. This really strong divergence, the red cross indicating a very strong pullback. And again, I really want to emphasize how strong on the higher time frames these golden cross signals are. These green emeralds with the golden cross that follows it. It's one of the most powerful signals on the indicator. So keep a lookout for those signals combined with other confluence like these hovering green circles, the acceleration wave divergence. That is this blue and orange wave across the middle of the screen. Really, really powerful. As well as the bull and bear flags. Those are strong warnings. And if everything is in alignment, but the price hasn't corrected for it yet, that is what the indicator is for. That's why it can tell you things sometimes before it happens. This bull flag happened before the price officially turned around, but it did, in fact, ended up being a huge bullish rally. So one more look at our tutorial file. We have the Wolfpack wave, the acceleration wave, the money flow index wave. We have the bull and bear flags that we've gone through. We've got the modified Bollinger Bands, and we also have these volatility increasing and decreasing signals that you can set alerts for on the Bollinger Bands. So when they start to expand rapidly, they show a lot of volatility in the market. And so they can capture those really big moves so you won't miss. One of the earliest signals on the indicator is the RSI boxes. This is the meat and potatoes of the RSI. This is an advanced RSI. It's not like a typical RSI that has a full oscillator. This simplifies it down into extremely simple squares that you can follow. The trendline break bars are exceptional as well. A lot of people draw trend lines on the price action, but they don't know they can also do it on the indicator. And this one does it completely automatic. You can set alerts for it, and it will tell you when the momentum is extremely powerful, breaking those long-term. The last two stuff we have to cover is the third and fourth bar, which is on the bottom of the indicator. That's the ATR. And the fourth bar is just a broad indication of how the current market state is and how much money is flowing in or out. This is where you can see The strong stars, these are the volatility increasing. So you can notice that the Bollinger Band is expanding. That red star indicates that there's going to be some more volatility as well in the market. And the ATR changes from green to purple. That is where oftentimes, as a last resort, a very good stop loss to have. It's away from the price action, so it's safer and flips less regularly, so you get less noise. So guys, I'm just going to pause and take a step back. I know there's a lot of information for one video. It is a big arsenal for one indicator, but it is why you don't really need any other indicators. This is the only one that I trade with because it has everything in it. Once you learn all of the different core components of it, practice by hitting the maximize pain button, which will block out the price, and you can look at the indicator and learn to trust it, and practice by marking down your trades and moving forward and progressing blind so that you can see how the indicator really works in real time, as if you will actually be trading with in real time. Because when you're trading, you will see this emerald starting to form on the candle. You want to wait for it to close. So a good example is this. If you notice a strong downtrend, this trend line has printed. You can make a note when this trend line breaks. There's also this teal signal here, so that might be a good time to start looking at the reversals. This gives you a good bird's eye view. With the bullish acceleration wave divergence, teal RSI is showing the market might turn around soon, as well as the trend line breaks coming in. All of this confluence is good to consider practicing and then revealing the price afterwards to see if you would have made a good trade or not, and go through those examples until you improve your win rate. And over the 7-day week trial that most of you should have, if you, at the start of this video, went to the website, wop.com/trade-tactics, signed up for that trial, practice with the indicator. There's also a bot that you can get alongside this. With the trading bot on screen, I have a trading bot that is running millions of permutations for this trading bot overnight. In parallel, it's doing all of these fine-tuning and finding the best settings from millions of parameters at once, testing every possible configuration, randomizing the price data as well, and then stress testing it to see if it works in extreme market conditions to statistically verify it. It's almost done the parallel stream, and it's moving on to further checks for optimization. So as it runs, it can find better settings for me overnight while I'm sleeping. I can come back in the morning with a cup of tea and it's found better settings. It can work in any stock market, crypto, fiat pairs. This can learn to trade anything and test millions of parameters. So this system is not publicly available. I have this working on the back end. I'm working to make this something that users can use. So if you want to trade a certain stock or asset at a time frame, it can load that for you. Right now, what it's doing is it's randomizing the price data and building thousands of simulations. Here's kind of what they look like. So the original price chart was this blue curve here, and then it randomized it into completely different configurations, and it's testing the strategy with those settings across all of them. What it does is it will take percentages of passes and fails, and then it'll wait to see if it survives all of these stress test simulations. And then if it does, and only if it does, it'll output that setting. So the simulation is almost done. It's moving on. Some of these settings are in the Discord. I'm going to have more coming out soon because I'm running this 24/7, so you can keep up to date in the Trade Tactics Discord. Link is down in the description in the Best Bot Settings tab. So you can test some of these if you like to see how they perform on your chart. And then once it's done, it launches a full interactive dashboard with all of these settings available and the trading metrics. Just as a quick disclaimer, these are just test settings. This is just as a demo. So we have all of these simulations, all of that data is all here. And so this is the cool part of the video where I get to show off some of the coding that I've been doing. This is all custom. I made this myself. So we have the normal training results here. This is just a quick short sample with just the backtest from 2017 to 2022, and we're only going to use just one component of the trading block. There's also the testing phase, which shows how it performs on different subsets of unseen data. There's 4 blocks here. And then the bootstrapping, which is that's the randomized data that it performed on to see how did this combination of parameters do on that unseen data. The drawdown is on the left-hand side here, and I can pan through the different kinds of backtests and highlight different kinds of metrics. So we have max drawdown if we want to select for the Sharpe ratio. There can be multiple here. There can be infinite different parameter sets, but just for an example, I have one just to showcase this, but I can highlight multiple and have them plot side by side, and then you can compare which parameter set you would really like to go with, the safest one, the riskiest one, which one has the highest win rate, lowest win rate, and also the different ratios like Sharpe and Sortino, which these line up with TradingView, which is the coolest part of this. And so based on these sample settings that I have here, based off a quick run, this was really just took 5 minutes. This thing can run for hours and hours and hours, finding better and better settings. If I plug in those settings into TradingView, we'll see if we can get them to line up perfectly. This went from 2017 to 2022, April 19th. I'll just plug that in and see if all the trading metrics line up perfectly. 684% net profit, total trades 1,581, and they line up nearly perfectly. It's 1 or 2 trades off over the course of several thousand, but the win rate is 37.32%, and the win rate in our Python version is 37.14. So basically perfect, with little rounding differences causing slight variation. And what the coolest thing about what this script does is it can access the price data, tune itself on a subsection of it, and then test itself on the rest of it blind. And that is what statistical validation is all about when you're getting into advanced backtesting, like something like that. And then one of the better things to do is to take that backtest that we trained on. We only trained up until 2022 sometime. So if we do a backtest until today, we can get the full picture of what we adjusted our variables for to see if they continue to work after the backtest date, because it's that forward testing that shows you the actual results that would be projected based off the statistical verification. I'm going to do a follow-up video to this one. I'll go more in depth into this. I'll show you all of the different settings. Right now, I just have the first Wolfpack wave active. This is the power of the Wolfpack indicator, and there's a lot more that I can stack onto this. The dynamic take profits as well. These are trillions of different permutations that run in overnight, and I'm going to sign out here, and I'll do another backtest as soon as I upload this video, and then I'll showcase it tomorrow. I hope this was educational. Comment down below what you thought. If you want to see more, what kind of content you would prefer. I hope you followed along with the Wolfpack indicator. It's on wob.com/trade tactics. If you want to support the channel, the best way to do that is to sign up with the Bybit affiliate link or the Pinex affiliate link down in the description. You'll get some bonuses for signing up if you forget to use that discount code. It works for any of these. It's Elite Tactics 50 to get full access. Thanks for watching this one, and I will see you soon.